first postseason episode.
Woo!
Yeah, and to give you guys, we're gonna do intros now.
Yeah.
We're gonna give you an idea of what's about to transpire in the next hour and 30 or so. Okay, first up, we're gonna be discussing the modern era of Big Brother. So I have done a lot of internet research over the last few weeks about what modern Big Brother truly pertains to, and it seems like the general consensus is that Derek ruined the game. And
Really?
I don't know about the general. I have seen people say like Derek showed everybody the most optimal way to play the game, and now nobody wants to do it the way that people used to do it, which is emotionally.
I feel like this discussion is going to be really interesting because we have like different, I don't know what the word is for this, but like I watched them all live.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. I'm actually learning stuff through you based on what you are finding on the internet. And also I just think like those will inform our opinions differently. Like, cause I'm just going off of like, what did I remember? And you're going based off of like literal, like real stuff that people are pulling up on the internet. So I
have the added benefit, like it's kind of a double-edged sword because I don't know as much about Big Brother as you do because I wasn't following a lot of the seasons live. I started watching live in Tyler's season, and I didn't resume watching live until season 26. So I have seen a lot of the seasons, but I wasn't following along. I didn't understand the ups and downs because obviously the story that we arrive at the end of the season is not the story that we experience throughout the whole thing, you know?
Yeah, and also like if we've learned anything from the last two seasons, it's really shown us how different the feeds are versus what we're being shown. And it's also just kind of interesting because I watched it live, but I just never had I was a child, so I didn't have money for feeds, so that part of it wasn't around for me, but I do have like the Pocket BB app, so I was just staying up to date on there. But it's even interesting like the dynamic between people who are feed watchers and the quote unquote casual watchers. And I don't even really know where I was going with this, just like that the feeds are really important, and the amount that I'm learning from the feeds from past seasons is like I don't know. I've been watching live since Rachel's first season, so I didn't think I would be learning anything new, and here I am, and the game is still exciting to me.
Yeah, so we're going to be jumping into our discussions we're going to be ranking the last 12 winners, basically starting from Derek until modern times, season 27, and we're going to be ranking them based on like how good their game is. Not not in total, like we're not judging Cody based on season 22 and 16. Mm-hmm. We're just judging him on his winner season. Like how good was their game when they won? Yeah. And we're going to be ranking the last 10, 12 winners based on our own, albeit inconsistent rubric. So, like, this isn't going to be scientific or anything. It's just going to be vibes based.
Subjective.
With a little bit of like consideration thrown towards statistical whatever, you know?
Welcome back to Sooki Sooki, the world's first Big Brother and Traders sports podcast.
There you go. And I mean, let's just jump into it. We each came up with our individual list.
A GOAT list.
And, like we just kind of, like obviously everybody values different things in Big Brother. And I think part of the beauty of like the Big Brother viewership experience is that you get to assign value to different actions based on like a very subjective rubric, you know? For example, this season, Ashley, her game is one of the more subjective ones we've had in a while because there's less tangible, like action items we can hold on to, like big moves that she made directly that we can account for. So there's a lot more space to be filled in between based on just like her everyday actions with her fellow house guests. And, so there's a lot more stuff that is just kind of like you have to guesstimate what the value of that certain thing is, you know?
Yeah. And Big Brother is interesting because we have so many seasons, we have so many winners that are so different, and it really shows you that this game can be won in a multitude of ways, and that there's no one way to play the game, right? Obviously, people prefer, I think, a more visible game as far as like if you're not watching the feeds. Yeah. And I feel like we're kind of in an era where people really value comp wins, but Ashley, who we'll obviously talk about, and honestly, I feel like Derek to like both kind of show that you don't really have to be winning everything.
Yeah, and I think the most interesting thing about, or the thing that I learned while kind of researching for my list is that like the winner is as much a reflection of their season as anything else. You know, like it's not just about how well they played; it's about how badly everyone else played. It's about what twists were involved in the season. It's about what circumstances popped up. Just based on the natural flow of interactions between house guest to house guest. So, like, none of these guys could win in a vacuum, and they all have some help from other extenuating circumstances. I think for me, the ones who are the most season agnostic for me, like the ones that I can see doing well in any season, are the ones I rank the highest.
Yeah, I think that's true. It's really interesting too, because it's so hard to say. Like, honestly, I struggled when I was ranking it because so many of them I feel like have similar strengths, or I don't know. I just go back and forth where I'm like, oh, this is like a better way to play, or this is a better way to play. So it's hard to say like how many of these people would win like on a different season. So yeah, it's right what you're saying. Like,
yeah, it's like, you know, that's an interesting game that we can play in the future is like if you swap people. Oh, we already did that. We already thought of that. We did that 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So smart we are.
Yeah.
Let's just get started. So on the very bottom of my list, do we want to do like 6 at a time since there's 12 people total?
I feel like we could just go through a flow. Like I feel like the bottom ones we don't have to explain as much, and then like I don't know.
I feel like the bottom ones I have to explain more just because of like, so at the bottom of my list is Jag, and that is not to say that he played the worst game possible out of all of these winners. Mm-hmm. It's just to say that on his season, he had the most help from extenuating circumstances. So let me remind the viewers, Jag was a very dominant player towards the latter half of his season, but he started out in the house on really shaky terms. He was aligned with Riley and Matt from the very beginning, and once Riley left, it was kind of like everybody in their alliance was kind of getting picked off. You know, Blue was getting picked off, and then it became Blue and Jag on the block one week, and that's when he got unanimously evicted. Yeah. But he got saved because of the relationship he had built with Matt, and Matt's secret power was he was able to, save him. Yeah. So much of his game, like we would have never been talking about his game if if so many dominoes didn't fall in the right order, Yeah, I did not. Maybe should we do 4 at a time? Because that's like 3 groups. We can just do 1 at a time, like you said.
I did not put Jag on the bottom. I put Josh on the bottom. Jag did have help, and it's hard to. I want to rank him a lot higher than I originally did, just because I loved him as a player. Don't get me wrong.
I love Jag as a personality, and I think that if he were to go on another season, he would do just as well. I just feel like the circumstances around his season. I didn't even mention that he won 2 HOHs back to back, and he was allowed to do that.
Yeah, I just think like for me, I feel like Jag made up for lost time with how like he literally, yes, he had help. He was saved. He wouldn't have won without Matt, but also he carried Matt the rest of the way, and I feel like he made it for lost time, and I think I am a little bit biased just because he has my favorite he has my favorite winner's speech of all time. Yeah. Because we don't have enough players in the modern season taking accountability for the shit that they have done. And oh wait. I got confused in my list for a second. I was like, how come Paul is not in here? And then I was like, oh yeah, he never won. Yeah, I appreciate a player.
Why would a winner's list include Paul?
I just appreciate a winner who takes accountability, and we don't have a lot of that. So for my bottom rank, for my worst player on here, I put Josh.
I think I do agree with you that objectively, strategically, competitively, socially, he's probably the worst player on paper.
He is the worst player on paper. I will preface this with, just in case on the off chance you're watching, Josh, hello, I love you. I was ecstatic when he won. I hated watching Paul's season because as a fan, Paul is an incredible player. We can say that. But I, as a fan, don't want to watch a season that's being run by one person the whole time because it's boring. I appreciated that Josh had the foresight to talk shit in his diary room or in his goodbye messages when he was like, oh, you thought you were working with Paul? Actually, me and Paul worked together to put you there.
Yeah, and I think like Josh at some point got wise to Paul's games.
There's literally a hilarious clip where Paul is crying and then he looks up at Josh and he's like, ha ha ha. And then Josh is like,
yeah, I love that moment.
And you could just see Josh is terrified and he's like, I know I have to. And nobody realized it. I mean, obviously Cody and Jessica who were fighting him the entire time, but it took Josh a while to realize it. And
going back to your point about like people not owning their games, I think that is kind of one of the representative aspects of modern Big Brother is that people are so much more concerned with their perception. They're playing a very much they're playing as if there's a postseason to Big Brother, you know?
Yeah, and sorry, I just cut you off.
No, this is all good. Go ahead. That's not my point.
We'll get into it when we talk about Chelsea, but I hope that we're moving in an era where people appreciate a more cutthroat game, and I feel like because she won unanimously, I feel like that is a signal of like things are changing and people just want you to be honest and be like, okay, did you make some invisible moves? Fine, but just like own up to it and say that you were running shit forever.
Yeah, 100%. And like I feel like Jag, that's why he won his game, you know, is because he was willing to. Matt is a nice boy and he was never going to do that. You know, he was never going to go up there and be like, y'all are dead because of me. Yeah.
Matt, I feel like really could have.
He could have.
He could have won if he was like, I'm the only reason he's standing there anyway. So
it's so funny because their season reminded me so much of Chelsea and Mackenzie, where it's just like the golden retriever takes the black lab into the final two, and then the black lab eats them.
I think, did Jag take Matt? Matt did not.
Oh, did Jag take Matt?
I'm pretty sure Jag would have taken Matt. I think he won the last. I just remember Matt like won one competition and then never again.
Yeah. Again, we're just going off of vibes mostly. But I think, I'll just glaze over my next guy, which is Josh. I think like I agree. I echo a lot of your sentiments about Josh. Like he's not a player I could see coming back and doing well in the same way, you know?
Yeah.
Because he really needed Paul.
He did. Honestly, I think his game now, if he came back, could be really interesting just because of how much he's grown and matured as a person. And we've seen him like on the challenge,
and
really
he's sexy
thriving.
now.
Yeah, he's sexy.
He's got braids, dude.
I would love to see him on Big Brother again, but
I would
now,
love to kiss him.
Now I feel like he's like a buff, like challenge guy.
Yeah.
I'll glaze over my next person. I put Mickey just because of some bias in who he is as a person, and he's really square. And also, I feel like his wins weren't that.
Is it Mickey or Mitchie?
I don't know. Mickey? Mickey?
Jackson.
You guys know which square ass fuck I'm talking about. You know, square, that freaking Minecraft character.
Yeah.
I put him low just because I feel like in terms of his comp wins, they weren't like anything that much more impressive than anything we've seen out of the list that we're going to talk about. And also, I don't know if it's fair to rank somebody lower just because it's like, oh, you were just happened to be like the smartest person in your season and you were surrounded by idiots and had full control the whole time. He just ran the whole season.
Well, that's kind of why I brought up the fact about like, you can't consider these players' games in a vacuum because he really had an easy time. And he almost benefited from having a showmance, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it was him and his showmance in the final two. So.
Yeah, so I'm not going to take anything away from him because it's hard to win Big Brother regardless, you know, to be in a house 100 days and remain consistent and do all the things necessary. It's not easy for anybody. Any winner is deserving of praise. I just think he's not like interesting, and he's also not that good of a person, and he doesn't have eye-popping statistics, and I think like I gave him a pretty fair placement in my list.
Yeah, so Mickey is my next.
Yeah. My next is Taylor. Taylor sits at my number 10. And because like the way I rationalize it, again, I don't think Taylor would play the same game if she were to go back in the Big Brother house. I think she would have matured and learned the game. She clearly just wasn't aware of what the Big Brother game meant at the beginning of her game.
Yeah.
And so she made a couple of really breakneck blunders, like parading her, beauty around the house and wearing all those
Yeah.
outfits and just drawing eyes that when she didn't need to draw eyes to her.
Which is like not really her fault. It was very clear that a lot of the girls were jealous of her.
Yeah.
But I certainly would not go on Big Brother and be like, look at all of my super shiny outfits, look at me, and walk around the house. I just think you can do that later.
Yeah.
It's too like everybody in the first week is just looking for a reason to hate anybody, to target them, to get the house against them. So she kind of just became enemy number one in that way. And I understand.
Yeah, I mean,
also
Ashley
why you
almost
rank
went
her.
home this year because of a shower,
Yeah.
Like it could be anything because everybody is just if you're HOH on the first week, you're just like, he just threw. What, he didn't clean up after himself in the kitchen?
He didn't recycle.
He must die.
He didn't recycle on the block.
Yeah. You're looking for any and all reasons to put somebody up because everyone's just trying to not get blood on their hands. And if you have a reason, then that's less blood on your hands. And so Taylor's primary strength was her social game,
Yeah.
She got into showmans that helped her stay safe, and she also aligned herself with people who were like competitively capable.
They were winning a lot.
They were winning a lot, and I just can't give her full marks for her social game when she started out her social game that trash,
Yeah, and I think it was hard to watch her season. I did not finish it until recently, just because I did not want to watch her be bullied. But it almost helped her because there was also a handful of people who were like, this is not right.
Yeah.
And then suddenly she became pretty well insulated. She didn't win a lot of comps. I do respect her as a winner though, just because I feel like now she's like so heavily involved and all about the game.
Well,
and
we can't grade her on that.
I know we can't grade her on that. I didn't put her at number 10. I ranked her a
Okay.
little bit higher.
Who do you have next?
My number 10, I ranked Casey just because Casey was impressive comp wise in the later half, but I feel like Casey just had a good social game and it wasn't like super intentional and just happened to be aligned with the right person.
Are you saying their full name because you're unsure what pronoun to use?
No.
Oh, I was just like, you said Casey every single time. I was like, when is she going to use she?
Oh. I'm not sure what their pronouns are.
Me neither. That's why I'm like bringing it up.
I think they are she.
I think I'm going to do the same thing.
But I rank Casey at 10 just because Casey's stats aren't anything crazier than what we've seen.
I will say that Casey was the best comp beast at that point in her season.
Yeah, she, I think, broke a record. I think she was the second person to do 7 comps in a season.
Yeah.
And I also just feel like, we looked at it. We've looked at the jury, how jury would fall if, previous seasons had gone to 7 like they are doing now. And Tyler would have won. And Tyler just lost because of, one, he probably didn't take full accountability for everything and bad jury management. But had those first 2 people not been there, he would have won. And he had a more impressive game because he was playing more intentionally the entire time.
Yeah, I had the same rationale for so I put Casey next also. I just want to jump in and you can, finish your point. But I just wanted to say that like that's why I placed her 9th. It's because I feel like despite her competition prowess, she wasn't even the best player on her season. So I can't put her much higher than, bottom of the middle.
Yeah, I just feel like she didn't really do that much in her, like she just happened to have a good social game and she just happened to be aligned with the right people who were running the house and then turned it on in the later half and was able to steal the dub from Tyler because Casey is more likable. So yeah, I ranked Casey as 10 and then for 9 I put Jag for similar reasons as that Jag wouldn't have won without Matt.
Jag is such an interesting case because it's almost like he got done dirty by how lucky he got. Like we view him as a worse winner because of all the help he had. Because obviously he got evicted. So that's like, it's hard to root for him when he already got evicted. But like, I do think that if you slide him onto another season, he would do well. Like his personality is competitive. He's smart. He's great socially.
He's crushing on Amazing Race right now.
Yeah. Like it's interesting because I feel like he is season agnostic while being one of the lower ranked winners.
I love him so much as a player.
Yeah.
Just purely, he has great comp statistics, but just purely for the fact that he was able to stand up there.
I think he still holds the record for 9.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really? No. Mackenzie tied with him.
Well, Mackenzie had blockbusters.
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't really consider that the same.
But just purely for the reason that he can stand up there and be like, I'm the reason you guys are all here. And I need more players like that. Like, that's the whole point of the game, is to fucking fuck people over and be the best and be manipulative. Like, stop caring about your perception, because honestly, people who care about their perception, that's why they're losing, is because they're so afraid to take accountability that everybody's like, oh, you're just going to sit there and lie, even though we've all talked to each other and compared notes.
Also, check it out, people. If you're trying to clout chase, the most enduring personalities are the ones who play the game hard and well, okay?
Yeah.
So don't worry too much about, like, oh, am I likable? You're not. You're not. We don't like you,
Listen,
okay?
I don't want to see a bunch of, like, piece of shit, awful people on my TV, but I would rather see somebody be honest about being a piece of shit and just be like, yeah, I'm a terrible person. I like to manipulate my day-to-day life, and I'm going to do well here. I would just rather have somebody who's being honest instead of being like, oh, no, platonic, nothing here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard, though. Like, I pictured myself in that position. It'd be hard to say those things to people you lived with. Actually, I'd probably be okay with it.
Yeah.
Anyway, next I have Casey. So I already kind of talked about why I put her there. I don't think that she was the most well-rounded player on her own season.
Is this 9?
Yeah, that's 9 for me. And then next is Jackson for me. Again, I already talked about it. Nothing eye-popping about his statistics. I don't like him. I think he's ugly. He has weird hair. Yeah.
Yeah, for my number 8, I put Taylor. Just because I think it is impressive that she was able to stay. Long, I mean, she won, but she was a target since week 1. But I did rank her a little bit lower just because she doesn't have that many comp wins, and she just kind of ended up being well insulated.
I honestly want to put Taylor over Casey now that I think Casey has so many comps, it's hard to justify. But I feel like Taylor's final speech was one of the few final speeches in the modern era that actually made a difference. You know, there's been house guests who's come out of that. I think Turner was the one who said that he voted Taylor's way because of her speech or something like that.
I remember not liking her speech. Like, all
it was
that
very
much.
pageant.
Like,
you know?
I thought it was kind of
like
a
fake.
little not fake, just like a little bit cheesy.
Yeah.
But I'm
sure it was powerful in person, though.
Yeah, I'm also not mad that she won. Like, I would have preferred her to win anyway.
And
so
like,
I ranked her there.
We like Taylor a lot as a personality. Like, I really enjoy the fact that I think you had started mentioning this earlier, but she came into the game as a newbie. And it's so fucking obvious that she was a newbie. She didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Yeah.
And then she dove into the show after her season and really like became a fan and learned the culture and like embroiled herself in everything and is super active. And I think that's commendable, you know?
Yeah. And Taylor and CBS, if you're watching, you know what the right move is. Make Taylor the new host. Put her there. I want to look at her and I want to listen to her.
Hail for host.
Hail for host.
Hail for host. All right. I'll do my next one because I'm also very excited to talk about her. Ashley is at my number 7.
Dang, you ranked Ashley
low.
Pretty low.
I did rank her low, and it's because I don't think she's the best player on her season.
Well, who do you... Oh, Morgan?
Yeah.
Yeah, but...
I think that despite Morgan's inability to identify what her moves were, full immunity since jury is just insanely impressive, you know? And that on top of the fact that Ashley made several huge blunders towards the beginning of the game, and she really stumbled her way through the game and was taught the game by Rachel, and then really came into her own after Rachel left, you know?
Yeah, I agree with that.
But like, I'm thinking about it from a perspective of like, if you stick Ashley on another season, could she do as well? Maybe if she found another Rachel, you know, who was willing to teach her and help her despite her clear, like, the negatives of being associated with her. Because we were talking about this at the beginning of the season. Like, we just didn't understand why people were going to bat for her. She's not good for anyone's game.
Well, now that I feel like we've like read a lot up on the feeds, I'll save my like good words for her when I get to her because I ranked her a little bit higher.
Well, let me say some good things about her. She's probably one of the more strategic. She's the most strategic player to me other than Chelsea and Derek.
Yeah, I feel like her game is very similar. I'll just talk about her now, and then I'll tell you when I rank her, and we don't have to spend that much.
Do your next guy. Do your next guy. It's just easier to edit for me that way. You know?
Okay, my next one. What number is this? 7.
Mm-hmm.
For my next one, I put Nicole. I don't know why I ranked her so low. I think it's just because she was nominated a good amount of time.
3 times?
3 times on her winter season.
Yeah. Yeah, her stats were not like clean. She didn't have a lot of comp wins.
Yeah, she didn't have a lot of comp wins. She did win the first HOH on that season. And I feel like she just she made a lot of boo-boos on that season. I don't like the way that she handled some things with Devon.
Yeah.
And I also feel like she wouldn't have gotten to the end without Paul. Like her being aligned with Paul, which was a dumb move for Paul. And didn't we look at the jury things that if there weren't the first 2, Paul would have won, right?
Yeah, Paul would have won that season if the first 2 members of jury were not.
Yeah, because Devon,
but it's not fair to judge all of them on a 7-people jury, you know?
Yeah, but I just think she was not the best winner of that season. However, I have a special place in my heart for Nicole just because I watched season 15 live and wanted her to fucking win so bad. And she was like, this is not Big Baby, this is Big Brother.
I also feel like I have a special fondness for Nicole because, I think I mentioned this when we were watching last season. Chelsea reminded me of her because Chelsea always knew what holes to plug at what time. She was not out of danger the whole season. You know, she was at various points, she was in danger.
Yeah.
And she always knew who to talk to, who to appease, who to try to calm down. And that was indicative, or that's what Nicole, to me, was known for as a player.
Yeah.
Is that she was always kind of playing from a disadvantage.
Yeah.
And she always knew how to say a certain thing to somebody to get them to either see her as less of a threat or see somebody else as a bigger threat.
Yeah, that's so interesting. It's hard not to think about all of the seasons that she's been on because I feel like season 15, she was absolutely an incredible player. Really just had nothing, kept getting
16.
fucked over. I'm specifically talking about 15 now, which I know we're not.
She wasn't on 15.
Yes, she was. That was Derek's season. She was.
Derek's season 16.
16. Fuck.
I literally said it 3 times.
Oh my God.
Homegirl.
Season 16. Sorry. Yeah. I feel like she was at so many disadvantages in season 16 and she won a battle back and she kept trying to convince people to keep her, but they even saw her as a comp threat on her first season. I ranked her a little bit lower, maybe because I have some biases where I feel like she falls into the new Big Brother where she cares about her perception now, which is fair.
Yeah.
I can't blame them for trying to be influencers, but she will always have a special place in my heart. She just doesn't have a super impressive track record from her winners season.
She is technically the person who spent the most time in the house.
Really?
Yeah.
Not Rachel?
Well, actually, maybe Rachel after this season, but she did 3 seasons in reindeer games.
Oh, yeah. And she won reindeer games too.
Yeah. She is if we're looking at the full resume of their entire time as a Big Brother, it'd be hard pressed to find a resume as impressive as Nicole. Pretty much Rachel is the only person who beats out on her in terms of longevity, you know?
Yeah, and I think her season with Cody, where he wins in All Stars, she wasn't nominated the whole time until the end.
Yeah.
So even that to me is impressive.
And she got cut at Final 3, so.
Yeah, well, there was no way Cody was going to make that mistake twice. So.
Yeah, exactly.
She could have been the only player to win twice.
Yeah, she's a very good player. It's just, yeah, she. I think I'm kind of dinging her for the same reason I give her points, which is that she's always playing from a disadvantage, which is partly on her. Why aren't you starting the game stronger?
Yeah.
But also, it's kind of impressive that she's able to pick up the pieces after not starting strong.
Yeah, she came into her winner's season or her season as a vet already having a target on her back because people were like, she's very smart. She knows the game. She's a super fan and she's capable of winning. We have to get rid of her. But I do feel like, and I don't know if this was specific to Devon or other people as well, but I just remember her not being able to really handle confrontation in her later seasons, not really being able to own up and kind of
I kind of remember that.
Kind of doing similar, kind of having a similar game to Quinn and Vinny in that she's telling everybody what they want to hear in her All-Star season and her winner season.
I hope that this trend ends, you know? as much as I love to see people get pulled, it's just like, just own it, bro.
Yeah.
Just own it. We're going to, like, at this point, the sentiment has flipped in a way where if you don't own it, you're even more of a bitch and we hate you even more. So suck a dick, dude.
If you're not owning it, okay, you don't want to own up to those moves? You didn't do any of those moves? Then you didn't have a game.
For no reason.
You didn't have a game.
Yeah. And my number 6, your number 6 was Nicole, right?
My number 7's Nicole.
Oh, we have the same number 6 then.
Steve.
Nice. We met up in the middle.
Amazing.
Steve is a winner that, similarly to Alex, I feel like, dude, they're not Alex, Ashley. Their seasons are so similar, you know? Steve Moses, he won more comps, but he kind of glommed onto Vanessa.
Yeah,
just like Ashley glommed onto Morgan.
He was in a bit of danger, though, his first week, because I feel like everybody
Ashley.
Everybody looked at him and they were like, Ian, it's going to be an Ian. We have to get rid of him. And then he ended up just being aligned with, the right people, and he cut Vanessa, which was a very good move. He played a very good strategic game. I'm having a hard time fully remembering his season, and we're not even done watching it.
We were kind of trying to like watch it in preparation for this, but we didn't have enough time.
Mostly just because we wanted to watch anime instead.
Yeah.
But Steve is a great strategic player.
Yeah, and
he's
I think
got
it
a
makes
good amount of comp wins.
I think it makes perfect sense to put him and Ashley neck and neck because their circumstances were so similar. It almost feels scripted, you know?
Yeah.
Like the fact that Morgan got Vanessa at the final 3. I know. Like it just everything played out kind of similarly.
Yeah.
The fact that Steve came in the house and had a target put on his back for some arbitrary reasons, Showergate, like there's a lot of mirrors.
Yeah.
And Steve's game happened on the live feeds too.
Yeah.
And so did Ashley. So I think like Ashley's definitely, I think, a little bit more intentional. If you know what, I'm gonna put Ashley above Steve. I'm gonna swap mine. So Ashley will be at 6 and Steve will be at 7.
Well, now I feel like I should also.
Wait, no, you have it like that already.
Oh yeah.
You already have it like that.
Oh, okay. So you're swapping Steve and Ashley.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put Ashley next. For what is that, number 6?
Yeah.
Or number 5.
That's number 5.
I put Ashley for 5 just because of how highly I ranked Chelsea and Derek. I don't feel right not ranking her more towards the top if I'm going to say that their games are good and that she's similar to them. I also think like, yes.
I guess can I just jump in with one difference that I think is the difference? Like Chelsea and Derek did not put themselves in a hole is how I saw it.
Yeah, they were never, in a position where they really desperately had to fight for their lives. Chelsea came close a few times. But I think Ashley has shown us you don't need to have that visible of a game to play. And that actually a game where you are expending the least amount of energy is also just as impressive. Like, yeah, we were like, why is everybody going to bat for her? She just knows how to be everybody's best friend in the house. And so people were constantly going to bat for her. Why would you waste energy going to bat for yourself when you can have other people do it for you? Also, it puts a target on their back because then whoever is the HOH is like, oh, that's your number one? I'm going to come for you.
Yeah, I mean, she did almost everything right. Yeah. Like, as soon as she learned how to play the game, it feels like there was no turning back for her. She just knew who she had to talk to, where she had to go, who she had to befriend. And I almost feel like giving her the moniker last week of Ashley is kind of insulting because over the last week, I've seen so many clips of her, like, doing overtime, just, like, being in Rachel's ear, trying to get Riley out, being in whoever's ear. Like, a lot, like, she didn't have a visible game doesn't mean she didn't work hard. She was bugging people nonstop, laying seeds, dropping hints, like the reason why Morgan wasn't going to take Vince is strictly because of Ashley and a little bit to do with Ava's like final hurrah,
Yeah. I just rank her a little bit lower because obviously she is a little bit subconsciously entitled and just kind of...
And that did affect her game,
and she's just like a little bit dumb and not aware. Mm-hmm. But then she also used that to her advantage, which... is good. But yeah, I mean, she just had a few moments where it was like, oh my God, girl, come on. What are you doing? You got to be better than that.
We also, the edit was not doing her any favors, bro. It was showing all her worst moments. And it was like, Dog, from like 1 week of watching the feeds, I saw more clips of her being a winner than the whole season of watching the actual show.
Yeah, and that's really on production, which production obviously you're watching because you subscribe, because we have all the good insight.
Grode.
By like final 5, you should start giving everybody a winner's edit, because at that point, maybe even by final 4, you need to start giving everybody a winner's edit, because at that point, any one of those people can win.
Yeah.
And it was just so clear that they had no idea Ashley was going to win.
We at home were even like excited. We were titillated until the very end. So it's really like baffling to me why production didn't see this coming. I didn't see this coming, but I definitely didn't exclude it from what was possible, you know?
Yeah, and it's also like when we're that late in the season, they normally do different recap episodes. Sometimes they'll even spend time being like, this is how these people got here. Here's like a recap.
Yeah.
Like you had time to do literally any of that, and you didn't. And
they were focused on the wrong fuck shit this season. It's so clear they were just trying to like be they were trying to be the stars. They were like, ooh, look at this thing we cooked up. No, fuck you, production. You are a backdrop.
Yeah, production, your place is in the background, and the sooner you learn that, the better the show will be.
Hey, guess what? There's not a live feed into Allison Grodner's daily life, and guess why? Because we don't want to fucking see it. We don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I go back and forth between like what kind of game is more impressive, just because every season is so different. It's like, who's more impressive? The person who has a massive resume with stacked comp wins and, alliances and all these things, or the person who never had to even do any of those things to begin with?
I guess I just put it in terms of this, like, which game is more reproducible? Which game is able to be copied by the next season's players? Because if it is able to be copied, it's a more simplistic game and it is less valuable to me. But like something like Ashley's game, I don't see anybody but Ashley being able to play that game.
Yeah, I feel like games like Ashley's, Chelsea's, and Derek's are much harder to replicate. Honestly, even Paul, who's not a winner, not relevant to this conversation, but his game also very incredibly hard to replicate.
He's kind of a winner. If you put his 2 together, it's kind of a win.
If you put his 2 losses together, it makes a win. 2 losses makes a right. Yeah. I think, their games are definitely harder to replicate. But often those people do make it to the end because other people take them there because they're like, oh, your game was invisible, so I feel safe next to you.
Yeah, it's so interesting, man. And it really depends on like what the quote unquote meta game is in the Big Brother house. It's based on how everybody feels about the like. It's not dependent on us as viewers because we have no voting rights. It's dependent on how they feel. If they value comps more, that season is about comps. If they value strategy more, that season's winner is probably a strategist.
Yeah, I think it all depends on like. Really, it all comes down to the final speech. Yeah. Are you owning up to the shit that you did, and can you convince people that you did what you did? Because, I mean, so much of her game was invisible. So she did get some like nicer questions though in her defense. Yeah,
but that's a testament to her social game. And I'm just going to talk really quick about about Nicole, because I already kind of tapped into her on your ranking. But
you ranked her pretty high.
I ranked Nicole number 5 because she's coming in as a veteran.
Yeah.
She's the only person on this list that came in as a veteran. And she's the only winner on this list that is a veteran. How can I say the same sentence 3 times in different ways?
Yeah, keep going.
I don't know why I did that.
And when she won, she was a veteran, and the veteran was the one who won.
Hey, and guess what? When she's a winner, she's not a newbie. But I think that is a huge, huge point getter for me, because if you come on the fucking show as a veteran, you came in with a target on your back.
Oh yeah, and immediately everybody in the house because they had 4 veterans that season. Yeah. Immediately everybody else was like, so we're getting the veterans out, right?
Yeah. I think the way I thought about it in my head, how does a veteran win the game? By winning the first HOH. That's how they do it. And she did, because here's how you get the target off your back. You start directing people's attention towards somebody else, Yeah, not to shit on her game, but she also, I don't know if
Corey won a lot in her season, but she had a showmance, which one also adds another target to her back, but also it's another person who has her back. I would have to look up how many comps Corey won, but when she...
Well, let's find out right now.
The interesting thing about the first HOH was that it was an elimination game, and whoever the last team was, somebody had the potential to go home. Obviously, it wasn't her, but then she had convinced the other 3 people that she was with, or the other 2 people that she was with, to name her the HOH. So that's kind of impressive.
Wow. He had 5 comp wins, and he left in day 91. Oh, he was in the final 2. No, wait. He was in the final 3? God, I cannot remember the season for the life of me. Did he make it that far?
That's crazy.
So it was Nicole, her showmance, and Paul in the final 3?
And Paul took Nicole.
Yeah.
Probably because Corey had more comp wins.
Yeah. Had a lot more comp wins. He had 5.
And he probably thought like, oh, she's a vet. People will like me. I'm the friendship king. And then he lost.
Yeah.
For my...
You know what? Maybe Nicole that season is not deserving of 5. I'm going to bump Nicole down to after Ashley and Steve.
Yeah.
So it goes Ashley, Steve, Nicole now, because her as an overall player is more impressive than those 2, but that season alone,
I feel like by the end of our discussion, we're going to have the same list, because mine is also Nicole, Steve, Ashley.
No, mine is Ashley, Steve, Nicole. Like Ashley on top, Steve, and then Nicole.
Mine is 2.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. I'm okay with us both agreeing.
What's our next number? Is it 4 or 5?
Have you done your 5?
I have to do.
You did Ashley.
Ashley
So
was
4.
For 4, I picked Xavier.
Me too.
Because I mean, obviously Xavier had the advantage of the cookout, but Xavier came into it looking like a freaking Professor X, like gonna slay all of these competitions. Like if I saw Xavier, I'd be like, I want to align with that guy. He looks smart. He looks like he can win. And if he's not aligned with me, I have to go after him. And he just threw competition after competition. And
he also structured the cookout in a way where it was most beneficial to him, and he convinced everybody in the cookout what was best for him was best for the cookout.
Yeah, he had a very impeccable strategic game, an impeccable social game.
Yeah. And he probably could have had an impeccable competition game if he wanted to, but he just threw a lot.
He's similar to Derek in that way where Derek threw a lot of competitions pretty early on. Also, Derek had the added advantage of like, I have my workhorse Cody. I don't have to win. But, Xavier had the cookout. So somebody that he was aligned with was always in power. And also... I respect Xavier for getting rid of Kyland. He was like, I'm not going to do like a Superman versus Batman thing. You're going to be on my resume as a move, and I'm going to kick you out.
Yeah.
Which is like, duh. Why would you make a mistake of like having a Cody and a Derek in a final 2, you know?
In a way, I feel like that was one of the more cutthroat seasons, because when it came down to final 6, it was all homies.
It was all cookout.
Yeah.
And no other alliance, no other season can say that. They are truly the most epic alliance in Big Brother history. How genius to have a group of people and then all of you pick one single partner on the outside.
It only worked because they had a great purpose, though. Like, if I try to get a bunch of Asian dudes together, we would last until week 4, and then we'd be like, actually, I don't like him.
Yeah, you'd be like, you're the kind of Asian I don't like.
Yeah, you're Korean and I'm Chinese,
infighting.
and that's actually not the same.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there were so many moments where specifically Big D and Tiffany were going at it, and I was watching that season like, are they going to vote each other on this turn?
I'm just going to take a moment to give Tiffany her flowers. She's goated for coming up with the cookout.
Yeah,
like,
she
literally, if she had won that season, it would have been like the most poetic ending, you know?
Also, one of the only 2 people who's won an HOH back-to-back.
Really?
Yeah, because of a twist, somebody took over, her ally took over her HOH, made the same nominations for her, and then she was able to compete and win the 2nd week in a row.
I'm more okay with that than what happened with Jag. That one was more bullshit. Like, I feel like if you get a secret HOH, I guess they can't exclude you because it's secret from the next HOH. They can't, like, burn you like that. Well,
they have done... In Tiffany's season, they made the secret HOH have to throw the next HOH. Like,
They should have just done it how Mickey season did it. I don't know. I really like how they did it this season.
Yeah, I think because it gives a person an advantage, but it
Yeah.
also gives it a caveat of like, you have this power, but you might not even get to use it. And I feel like a lot of their twists and powers should include some sort of caveat.
I said this when we were watching Traders. No power should come without a sacrifice, man. In
Yeah.
Traders, the coffin is one of the greatest inventions on like that type of game show I've ever seen. You have to, there's so much you can do with the coffins.
Yeah.
You can put yourself in there. You can put people you want to frame in there. You can put people you want to kill in there. Like, there's a million different things that you can do to win, and there's a million different ways you can fuck up. You can be too obvious with your motives. You can get caught doing the letter thing, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I love when the power comes at a trade-off. And I also love it when the power is a choice. You know, you can choose not to use it.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, Big Brother, I think some of your twists are just like too not fair. I mean, we've seen that. Like, we saw Jeff's season when he had the coup d'etat. Like, this person is automatically on the block, no choice, no time to fend for themselves. Like,
that's probably the worst twist in my opinion.
I loved the coup d'etat, but it is an extremely unfair advantage.
Yeah.
They did the right thing, I think, with Mickey's twist, where it was like, you could use this, but they have 3 minutes to interview everyone and guess, and if they guess correctly, you're fucked.
Even like Zach's twist, like, sure, he didn't use it correctly, but like, that's such a great idea to like weigh somebody's greed against their willingness to make a risk, you know?
I did think that it was not fair that the HOH has they're just, I mean, whoever gets that $10,000 was not going to be mad that they were forced to take $10,000, but that's not fair that they have no choice.
Yeah, it would have been more interesting, but I think most people would have just said no.
Yeah.
I think they wanted it to at least have some chance of like paying off and becoming like a twist that is exciting. So I get why they did it like that, because like I imagine like 9 out of 10 people would say no to that. Like $10,000 for like essentially you're risking your game for that.
I think Ava would have said yes, because there's no way Ava knew that she thought she was going to win.
Yeah.
Although, I don't know, she also thought that she played a very active game, so maybe.
Why are we talking about Ava? We're trying to talk about winners here, okay?
I know. All right, my number three, I put
Wait,
Cody.
can I say something about Xavier?
Yeah.
He's handsome. All right, there you go.
He is handsome. He has a wife. Damn it.
He's very like Xavier for president, legitimately. He would run the country well, I feel like.
Doesn't he try to like not be involved anymore in Big Brother? Did you tell me that? Maybe
I think he said I think he said he wasn't able to watch after a certain point because he had like weird feelings about it.
That's honestly fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Xavier's my 4. Who's your number 4? Is it also Xavier?
Yeah.
Slay. For my number 3, I put Cody.
And I put Chelsea.
Cody had an extremely dominant game his season, but I knocked him down a couple pegs because of his pregame.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's not fair.
Also, like, I didn't give him points for being a veteran because he was in an all-star season. So
yeah, he doesn't get points for that.
Yeah.
Everybody was a veteran. But I feel like he just like has an unfair advantage of pre-gaming, but he broke some records and he ran that entire season.
He did. He had the most dominant game next to Derek ever, to be honest. And to do it on a season full of good Big Brother players.
Yeah,
I will
legitimately good Big
like
Brother
good,
players.
strategic, and smart Big Brother players. Like Tyler kind of lost his soul a little bit, but
yeah,
he ain't got no fight in him. But
Tyler was not well.
He had the tools. He just didn't want to be away from his girlfriend anymore, you know? And so I personally, this is just 100% like honesty. I find nothing interesting about Cody's game ever. I feel like he plays a very like straightforward game. There's not a lot of deception involved. There's not a lot of like crazy acrobatics happening. It's basically just like quality control and winning comps.
Yeah, he plays a game that is easily replicable.
If you're a handsome little man.
Yeah, he's handsome. I like looking at him. I love you, Cody. You're a nice guy, but your game boring as fuck.
Yeah.
And that's not even your fault. It's just because we've seen it. We've seen the very physically fit, intelligent guy that everybody likes run an entire season.
And I feel like modern Big Brother, because we're trending in a more competition heavy direction, I feel like I value the comp wins less and less, especially because there's more and more of it. We do have to keep in mind that during their seasons, there was just the veto and just the HOH.
Yeah.
And he was able to knock out 9 competitions. Like, that's pretty crazy.
One of those was
A luxury comp?
a different kind of comp, I feel like, but
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure. So if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Well, be that as it may, like, he was able to win the final HOH, like, twice. The first person to ever do that twice, you know,
Yeah.
like, he's clearly an
Yeah.
impressive player. Not my favorite player. I respect him as a guy, and I love that he's sticking around the game and participating in other competition type game shows. And I hope to see him more and more, you know?
Yeah, he's an incredible player. There's nothing that we
Just
can
not
say
mine. Not like a
to
Sooki
take
Sooki
that
type
away.
of player.
However, I don't know. I just want everybody that's watching Big Brother to remember, especially production, that Big Brother, first and foremost, is a social experiment
Yeah.
and a social game.
100%.
So stop shoving all these comps in our faces, because it's all about how do I get everybody to like me and trust me.
I think the perfect structure in my mind is 5 weeks of Blockbuster, and that's it. 5 weeks of Blockbuster to make sure that no giant alliance takes over the house at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then take it away.
Yeah.
Take it away once people know each other, have felt each other out. Keep it there as like a chaos ensurer.
Yeah. Plus, I feel like the Blockbuster is so great early on, but needs to be cut off early. But
I was fine with the, like 7 weeks even, which is what. No, wait, they did the Blockbuster until jury, so they did it for 9 weeks.
it's too long for me. I think I would be okay if they cut it off at 4.
Yeah.
It is good to have it in the beginning of the game, though, because I feel like it does kickstart the game a lot faster versus like in previous seasons we've seen people struggle to even nominate people, and they're like, I'm just nominating you because you lost in the competition first and I have nothing to go off of. It really forces people to get blood on their hands, and it speeds the game up very quickly, which I love as a viewer.
Yeah, 100%. And like, we're really harsh and critical on the Big Brother production, but they've made a lot of good moves too. They've like, even though their casting has taken a dip, and you know, their twists have kind of now made sense, and you know, like, so next up I have Chelsea. Actually, no, not next up. Before Cody, I had Chelsea. I never got to talk about her yet.
Your Cody and my Chelsea are swapped. So Chelsea's my number 2. She's your number 3. So we can talk about her now, because we just talked about Cody. Do you have anything else you want to say?
One last thing about Cody. I also heard that Derek helped him pregame, which is like another point off.
Okay, well, that's like, fuck you, Cody. Honestly.
But that's not confirmed. That's not confirmed, okay? It's just Reddit murmurs. So unless it's confirmed, I'm not going to use it to affect. He's still number 2 to me. Number 3 is Chelsea, and she is kind of like the modern Derek, you know?
Can I say one last thing about Cody?
Yeah.
If that is true, I respect him way less as a player, and he is way less impressive to me that, like, you had your daddy help you.
Yeah.
I hope it's not true.
I kind of believe it because they're like real life besties.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, they live near each other, and they're like, they had an incredible first season together. But I
also feel like if I were in his position, I would 100% be pre-gaming.
And I would probably be like, yo, bestie, come over for the barbecue. Also, I'm going on Big Brother. Let's talk about it. Can you help me?
Yeah. So I don't ding him that hard because I can't ding him for something I would do. It just does make his game seem a little less impressive, but I'm trying my best to not include that into my judgment of him.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's fair for me to ding him because it's like nobody else was able. All of the other seasons were not all-star seasons.
Yeah.
So I'm sure if other people were in a position to pregame, they would. And I don't blame anybody for pregaming, but I just think like,
I don't like it. Yeah.
I don't like it, and obviously you don't believe in yourself if you have to pregame.
Yeah, I don't know if that's necessarily true, but I do think like...
I just think it's an icky shortcut. Like,
it is an icky shortcut, especially because Cody is already such a great player that like...
He didn't need to.
Yeah, he didn't need to. I think he could have done as well on a season without doing any work beforehand because he's so naturally charming. He's handsome. He's athletic. He's smart. Like, he's a great Big Brother player.
Yeah, and I don't know that there's truly like we've talked about this quite a bit this week because I'm just like trying to figure out how the fuck to get rid of any level of pre-gaming, because one, I would love to see a winner's season or a runner-up season. season 30 is approaching, and they're going to have to do something big and crazy for season 30.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's definitely going to involve some veterans. There's got to be a way for them to just avoid letting each other know who's, I don't know.
It's impossible because they have to give the house guest lead time to be able to like make arrangements with their lives, so they can't just release the cast like last second.
I just wish that they did something very similar in an earlier season, which was an all-star season where they had a bunch of people that had been voted for by the public, and whoever had the most amount of votes ended up going in, and they all showed up to the premiere night, and then only a certain amount of them got to go in. I feel like that's probably the closest we can get.
That's so unfair for the people who don't get in. Like, they had to make arrangements to be gone from their lives for 3 months, and then they don't get to play. Like,
well, also they sign up knowing like I might not get in.
Sure, yeah. Like, obviously all of it's at will, but I just feel like that's kind of mean.
It's mean, but I don't see another solution to limit the amount of pre-gaming.
Do we think pre-gaming is that big of an issue, or we need to like do that though? I just don't think it's not relevant to enough seasons where
it's not. I just don't like it, and I want another like all-stars season. And I don't want there to be pre-gaming, so I'm just sitting here being a baby.
It kind of feels like I feel okay with it because I know all of them are pre-gaming on an all-star season. It becomes an issue when it's veterans versus newbies, you know?
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't even know. I mean, there probably was not a way for Nicole, Devon, James, and Frank to do a lot of pre-gaming in their seasons, but some of them already had pre-existing relationships. So
yeah.
But that's enough on Cody. You put Chelsea 3, I put Chelsea 2.
Yeah. Well, she played a heavily strategic game. She played a really well-rounded game, actually. She won 4 HOHs. Like, people forget that she was beasting, too, in competitions.
Yeah, I think that's why I put her up, because I at second, because I feel like overall she's really well-rounded. She won a good amount of competitions.
I'm going to do something kind of controversial right now. I'm going to put her first, actually. Because I'm thinking about it, like, sorry to cut you off, but I just thought about it, like, Derek was the first one to play his game. It's easier to play the game when you're the first one to play your game. It's like being a rookie quarterback and you have a great rookie season. Now everybody has tape on you. Your sophomore season, not so good.
Okay, I agree.
Yeah.
I switch mine.
No. Don't switch yours. We got to be different.
I knew our list was going to be the same by the end of this. Yeah,
I'll just keep Derek first then.
Chelsea had some moments where, you know, she wasn't thinking so clearly because of her jealousy.
Because of her burning loins.
Because of her burning loins for Cameron. Yeah, she definitely had bias on.
She's also been called one of the more overrated players on Reddit, so
I don't agree with that. But Reddit can think whatever they want.
Reddit's very negative.
Yeah, I rank her first because that's so true. Like, Derek is the first person to do his game.
And he also had the battle of the block.
Yeah, well, she had a Blockbuster.
That's not the same, though. Battle of the Block helped them, like, basically tailor the entire beginning of the game to their alliance.
True, but it also forces them... It puts them in a riskier position, because what if a person that you weren't working with won the second HOH and then they end up winning, and then you could end up on the block and go home? You could go from HOH to gone in a season.
I just think the Battle of the Block, maybe you're right. Maybe the Blockbuster is kind of like similar.
Blockbuster gives you an advantage of, I have two
I changed my mind. Derek is back up top.
I have two ways to get myself out of here.
Yeah.
But Blockbuster to me is more insane because it was presented to us as you could go from HOH to evicted, which scared the shit out of everybody because they were like, I'm not even safe if I'm HOH.
Yeah, that's true.
And it forces people to get more blood on their hands because there's 4 people that you're nominating, and 2 of those people are safe for the entire week and now hate you.
What you said about Chelsea kind of swayed me.
Even though I'm still going to put Chelsea number 1, but that's
totally fair to put Chelsea number 1, but I just feel like Derek did not make a single emotional move.
No, he didn't make a single emotional move.
Yeah.
Honestly, Cody was the emotional player in Derek's season, and Derek was constantly like talking him out of things.
Yeah.
He had 0 emotion. He threw
You really
comps.
can't say that about anybody besides Derek and Ashley. Like, they're the 2 least emotional players I've seen in a long time. Like, Ashley...
Mickey was pretty, but I just think that's probably who he is.
Like, just no feelings.
Just like a sociopath.
Ashley did crack. Like, Keanu was kind of like her blind spot.
Ashley had some moments. But I do think Chelsea is more well-rounded, and I feel like her social game was not as strong as Derek's. So I think the fact that she still won is impressive to me. And she won unanimously, and I feel like all of her answers and her speech
Derek won unanimously too.
Yeah.
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 I feel like all three of the top three have won unanimously.
Cody, Chelsea, Derek.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my
Xavier did too.
Did he?
Yeah, he was against Hit the Girl, remember?
Oh no, he was against Big D.
Oh, yeah, Big
there
D,
was no way
yeah.
Big D was gonna. Big D didn't do anything. Yeah. So I'll switch Chelsea to be my number one, just because Derek is like. Also, Derek came in as an undercover cop, which is like, you can't fault somebody for their profession, but it definitely gives him an insane advantage.
But that's just part of who he is. Like, you can't. They entered the show as that. You can't ding them for that.
Yeah, I know. I'm just like, the comment that you made mostly is what swayed me when you said Derek is the first person to do his game.
Yeah.
And Chelsea was able to replicate that. And I feel like
you have to simultaneously give Derek points for that and also ding him for that, because it was easier for him to play this game, but he came up with the game.
He came up with the game. Also, I do think I early on remember watching that season and being like, I know Derek is going to win. Like, it was very obvious. So I think also the only other
It's kind of a boring steamroll, to be honest.
The only other person that I think had the potential to beat him was Frankie.
Yeah.
I feel like he just like was on a season where he was not surrounded by a ton of intelligent people, aside from like Nicole and Frankie.
I don't know. There's a lot of good players that came from that season.
There's a lot of great comp beasts, but like Caleb, an idiot. Cody was an emotional player in that game, very obviously. I feel like only Frankie and Nicole and Derek were the most well-rounded players in that season.
I think 3 smart players is what most seasons have.
Yeah, I just felt like he was like in control the majority of the time. Chelsea was too.
Why are you dinging him for that, though?
I'm not dinging him. I'm just saying, like, I feel like he was at an advantage in that he was much smarter than a lot of people he was surrounded with.
Yeah. Well, he also
like,
never faced adversity,
yeah,
which is like both a credit to him and also like we don't know how he would have handled that. You know, I'm sure he would have handled it well, but we don't know.
Yeah.
We at least got to see Chelsea face adversity, and she handled it well. She knew to shut her mouth and sit in the background.
I just remembered why I put Derek number one. Aside from Cody, he's the only other person to never be nominated, which is impossible.
Now.
It's insanely hard to do that. Only Cody and Derek have done that.
And it's all but impossible now with the blockbuster because there's so much more nominations happening.
Yeah.
That it's like if you could do it nowadays, that would be a GOAT performance.
Chelsea almost did it.
She was on the block one time, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the end.
No.
Because Leah had put her up.
Yeah, she won the blockbuster to take herself off. It wasn't in the end then because she won the blockbuster to take herself off.
It was in Janky World.
Then she was on the block twice.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Because the week after Cedric went, they were in danger.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I remember. She had to win a blockbuster. But I feel like still, even being on the block only twice is pretty impressive. But
she's the closest thing to Derek we've gotten.
Yeah.
You know?
I just rank her number one because I feel like she's much more well-rounded than he is. And
She won more comps.
And I feel like he had the unfair advantage of like he's just much smarter than everybody. But
I would say the same about Chelsea on her season though. Like the person who was smart, like as smart as her, I feel like was Leah.
Yeah.
And Angela wasn't that like intelligent game wise. I'm not gonna comment on her as a person.
Honestly, she's a little bit like Nostradamus. Sorry to cut you off, but
who, Angela?
She's a little bit like Nostradamus because I feel like she was constantly saying crazy shit and some of it ended up being true. Like, remember when she was like, several people are in the backyard targeting my allies. I must go tell them immediately. And then like she was right about it.
Yeah. She has, it was funny. She had like crazy instincts. But she just did not interpret those instincts well.
She's probably like the best, most emotional, terrible player ever.
Yeah.
But I feel like Cody, Chelsea, and Derek are pretty like interchangeable in terms of where they are, just because they're
I don't think so anymore. I feel like there's a pretty, for me. I'm not talking about you. I'm just talking about for me. There's a pretty clear 1, 2, and 3. Just because you reminded me, not evicted or not nominated.
Yeah.
The top 2 are the only 2 players to never be nominated.
Oh, so you're bumping Chelsea down to 3?
Yeah.
Oh, you already had her at 3.
Yeah, I just switched it back.
I just like Chelsea more as a player, I think, and I feel like she's more well-rounded than the other player. I knocked Cody down because of his pre-gaming, and I just feel like Derek was a lot more stacked.
Yeah.
Like, had an advantage of being smart and the first person to play his game.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. I don't know if that's the right reason to ding him. It's your choice, but I feel like...
Well, that's why I just feel like they're all interchangeable to me. Because everybody's
I don't think there's any way Cody's number 1. That's what I mean. I don't think there's any way Cody's number 1.
No,
there's an argument for Chelsea to be number 1, and there's an argument for Derek to be number 1 for me, but Cody is firmly a number 2.
I could also, like, I see the argument for having Chelsea as number 3. I could also see the argument for Cody being number 2. I personally just ding him because of his pre-gaming. But yeah, move Chelsea to my number 1, and I'm going to move Derek to my number 2.
Yeah, and the last thing I'll say about Chelsea is that it's a lot harder to have control the way she had with the blockbuster. Yeah. And let's not forget, she wasn't able to participate in the first HOH, which... in hindsight, was honestly a huge boon.
Yeah, I feel like that really helped her and Cedric because everybody was like, oh, let's not focus on them because they're not even relevant here. Yeah. And, you know, they brought a fun, like, oh, we're the mascots. And I feel like that really helped their social game, and it really just forced them to focus on that. I hope production
knows, sorry to cut you off, but I hope production knows that when you offer 2 people that, like, you can't participate in the HOH, what you're really offering them is safety.
Not necessarily.
I feel like 100%, because why would you go after the people who can't compete?
Well, just think about, like, if Keanu had been in that position and, like, you know, all of the drama that happened in the first week for him had still happened, he'd be fucked.
Facts.
So I think it's just like it depends on who.
Oh, I mean, it wasn't like he was the first HOH anyway, so.
No, but I'm saying, like.
He would have still been able to play in Veto. And Blockbuster.
Chelsea and Cedric were not allowed to play in any competitions, not eligible for anything, and still eligible to be put up on the block.
That doesn't make any sense. That's not possible. How can you be put on the block and not be eligible for Veto? Think about it.
That's what the rules were.
No, it wasn't. They just couldn't play in the HOH, baby.
No, they said that they weren't allowed to compete for anything in that competition.
Well, then they probably weren't capable of being nominated then, because that doesn't make any sense. Because then everybody, what's the point of playing the blockbuster if one person automatically loses the blockbuster?
No, I'm not saying the blockbuster. I'm saying they weren't allowed to compete in the Veto.
No, they were.
Week 1, Cedric and Chelsea came in last place and weren't able to get out of here. Weren't able to compete in any comps that week. I'm honestly surprised nobody targeted them. As HOH, you know they can't pull themselves off the block, and no one would use the Veto on them since it's the first week. It's a missed opportunity.
Are you serious? That was the rule?
Yes.
That is so fucking stupid.
Well, I mean, it ended up working out for them. I feel like because they weren't allowed to do anything.
Okay, for the viewers at home, even when I was watching it, I didn't know that was the rule.
I knew that was the rule. I just feel like because
why would they not have put them on the block then? Put them both on the block. They're guaranteed to go home.
Because they're social games. I feel like you just have to have the right player in that situation, because if you would put like an Angela in that situation, I think she would have freaked out or blown up. If you would put a Josh in that situation, he would have blown up and freaked out from the pressure. But I feel like Chelsea just like honed in on her social game, and it allowed her to just focus on that.
That is so unbelievably stupid.
Yeah, it's an insane, and nobody, like, you have an easy 2 people to put. I think that they would have still been able to compete in the blockbuster, I would assume.
It said they couldn't compete in any competitions, which is like, if...
Yeah, then they can't compete
that doesn't make any fucking sense, like, to me. If one person on the block can't compete in the Veto, then there's no point for anybody else to compete in the Veto. You feel me? Because he's going to remain on the block, so you already have a target no matter what.
Yeah, I just think like it's a testament to their social game.
No, 100%. I just think like, what was Big Brother thinking, making that a thing?
Who won the first HOH? Oh, it was Angela, and then Angela immediately was like, "I'm
targeted Matt." So they got lucky.
Well, Angela went to them also right after she had won and was like, "I'm going to protect you guys."
Yeah.
So
I just think like that's so silly. You basically like could have just started with like a 15-person house because you automatically got rid of somebody.
Yeah, you had 2 very easy, obvious targets, but somehow that helped them. And I remember you saying that when we were watching. You were
well,
like,
that was when I thought they were just not allowed to participate in HOH, and that was it.
no, they weren't. They were literally mascots for every competition that was
Because if
happening
I
that
had
season.
known they weren't able to participate in veto, then I would have been like, that's the worst power ever. You would get put on the block immediately because you can't even help yourself.
Yeah, it's a terrible power. But that's
Yeah.
what they... Well, remember, it was a punishment because they had
No. I'm
lost.
saying like that's a horrible punishment. It's not. There's no counterplay at all for the player.
Yeah.
Like once you get the punishment, you're essentially going home, unless something extraneous happens, like when Angela decided to like target Matt for no reason.
Matt dug his own grave, also walking up there and being like...
No, I'm not talking about that right now. I'm talking
Yeah.
about the function of the power doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's a terrible power. It's a terrible punishment.
Yeah.
But I do remember like us watching it live and you being like, this is going to help them.
Yeah, but that's when I thought it was just the HOH. It's completely different when it includes every competition.
Well, when you said it, I knew that it was not just the HOH. I knew it was all the comps.
Yeah, well, I no longer think that, like, if I had watched the season over, I wouldn't have been like, oh, this is going to help them. I would have been like, oh, they're going to be the first ones out, if I had actually understood.
And they weren't. And then
They weren't.
Cedric was kind of an idiot the next week because he won HOH and he was like, from not being able to compete to HOH. And then Chelsea was like, shut the fuck up. Shut up.
That's
Well-
what made Chelsea so great, is that she was reacting the way we at home were reacting. You
Yeah.
know? There were so many times where somebody would do something stupid and she'd just be like, Gwen, what are you doing?
You're like, what? Are
Yeah.
you do-" Yeah. Well,
And then like in person with all the other house guys, she's like, yes, okay. And then in the diary room, she's like yelling at everybody, just shitting on them.
honestly, even more reason for me to rank her as number one in that she literally had every reason to go home in the first week, her and Cedric. And for whatever reason, her social game was just so good that nobody even looked at her or thought about it.
I just can't ignore not nominated, you know? Like
Yeah.
I like her better than Cody as a player. I like her better than Derek as a player even. I just can't ignore not nominated.
Yeah, you can't deny that because
Yeah.
nobody outside of Derek and Cody have done that. And it's not even that impressive to me that Cody did it. It's more impressive to me that Derek did it and nobody else had done it before him.
It does. I mean, this is kind of unfair, but it does feel like Cody's win was riding off the back of Derek's win however many years ago, 8 years ago, you know? And let's move on.
Gems?
Let's do some games. Break out your fucking penises. Don't really.
Don't.
Please don't.
Don't.
Please don't.
Whatever you're doing in the comfort of your own home is your business and not ours.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, watch our podcast with your dick out. I encourage it. Touch your dick when you're watching our podcast. Associate the feelings.
I don't know.
Let's condition our viewers, dude.
I only want you to touch your dick though when he's talking.
Yeah.
Not when I'm talking.
No. If you're a
I'm
girl,
not-
touch your vagina when she's talking, not when I'm talking.
No, don't touch
I'm not a
anything
piece
if you're
of
a
meat.
girl. We're not.
I'm not a piece of
We're
meat.
nothing. I'm just like a lump of coal. But you can touch your penis and your whatever nibbly bits when when he's talking.
All right. So first up, Adoria is going to guess the Big Brother player based on the phobia.
Trigger warning for anybody.
Yeah, I guess. I'm not going to put any pictures of any of them. I will.
Yeah.
It's spooky month, so suck it up, dude.
Spooky.
If you're seeing spiders at Target, you can handle it on your YouTube app, so suck a dick.
Yeah.
All right, first up, we have, who's the player associated with arachnophobia?
Spiders?
Fear of spiders.
Is it Chelsea?
Yes.
I'm just guessing because I feel like during her season she was described as Black Widow, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Which, like, not even, she's nowhere near as psychopath as Parvati, who literally also is a Black Widow from Survivor.
Yep. All right.
Nice and easy
I
one.
started you off on an easy one. I knew that was logged in our collective memories. Next one's a little tougher. Okay. Scopophobia, the fear of being photographed.
Interesting. The fear of being photographed.
Yep.
Can I have a hint?
It is, she's not, there's your hint. It's a she.
What the fuck? Okay, it's a she. Is it Vanessa?
Nope.
Fear of being-
By the way, you requested one hint, so you ain't got no hints after
Yeah,
this.
no, but I get 3 guesses, right?
Yep.
Okay. Scope That was like not even a good hint, dude.
Too bad.
She. Who doesn't want to perform? Is
Take a guess.
I don't know who it is. It's not Vanessa.
Nope.
Is it Kelly?
Nope.
Is it?
I'll give you another hint, okay? Don't think about it so literally. Think about it in terms of a moment.
A moment?
Mm-hmm.
Like they don't want to be seen in a moment? I give up. This one is really hard.
It's Jen Johnson from Evil Dick season.
Oh, man. Oh, my God.
I thought that one was pretty obvious,
she
dude.
cried over her freaking photo. This is the worst photo I've ever taken. I don't even look like that. Oh, man.
How did you not get that?
I'm still like, my brain is here in these seasons.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, some of these go back, so get prepared.
Fuck. I don't remember anything.
Next up, we have achievemophobia, the fear of winning and success.
Oh, God, there's so many people this could be.
Come on.
Oh, now I feel like I'm not going to get it. Can I have a hint?
No.
What?
This one is too hard to give a hint for without giving it away.
Achievement phobia?
Yeah.
Is it Vinny?
No. Your hint is you're on the right track.
Yeah, it's going to be somebody who's like can't take accountability for their actions, probably.
Who's the most known for that, I wonder?
So many people. Is it Paul?
Yeah.
Okay.
He is like literally the most known for that. He did that twice. He's the only one who's ever done that twice.
Yes. I don't know why I feel like the way that Vinny did it is a lot worse.
No, 100%. 100%.
Because at least Paul was in the diary room like a psychopath, like these are my puppets and I'm making them dance. Vinny was just like, oh, I love my girlfriend and everything's platonic.
Yeah. But it's Paul.
It's Paul.
You got it.
Nice.
All right. Next up, we have Jurassicophobia, the fear of growing old/aging.
Jurassicophobia. Fear of growing old/aging. Is it Rachel?
Nope.
Can I have a hint?
Let me think.
I just guessed Rachel because I feel like she's somebody who
It's a man.
might be scared of not being relevant. It's a man. Scared of growing old. Will.
Yeah.
Botox, baby.
There you go.
Nice.
All right, we're through the starter courses, okay? We're gonna go for some fucking. Now it's hard. Now it's legitimately hard, okay?
Oh no.
Next up, we have canophobia, the fear of dogs.
Fear of dogs.
Mm-hmm.
So then it's definitely not anybody who got that dog in them.
Yep.
Fear of dogs. Can I have a hint? Because right now I'm thinking about it like literally. I'm like, who has a fear of dogs?
Don't think about it literally. That's the hint.
That's a terrible hint.
Well, it helped.
It didn't help.
Because you were thinking about it literally. Now you're not.
No, I still am.
Well, you're not going to get it then.
What season has anything to do with dogs?
I'll give you a hint. Who called themselves a dog?
A lot of people. A lot of people have called themselves a dog. Quinn called himself a dog. Tucker? No.
Nope, not Tucker.
It's not Enzo because Enzo's the meow meow. Who's a dog? I got that dog in me. Who got that dog in them? It's a man?
No, I never said it was a man.
Who's described themselves as a dog? So many people. I don't know. I give up. This is hard.
It's Angela. She's afraid of dogs. She got rid of Tucker because she was afraid of him. I told you it was going to be harder. You could have got there, though. You were right there.
I was literally so close. I was like, Tucker is a dog.
You had the right mechanisms. You just didn't have the right pairing.
I didn't believe in myself.
Yeah.
I lost confidence. Who next?
I have to think about this one. I can't remember who it was.
Why didn't you write down the answers if I'm not looking at your screen?
I got it. Next up, we have agoraphobia, the fear of being trapped or unable to be escape.
Wow, so many people that this could be. Can I also have a hint? I'll take my hint.
Think
now.
recent.
Recent agoraphobia. Fear of being trapped. Is it Kelly?
Mm-mm. Why Kelly?
I don't know. I just keep thinking about that TikTok that her dad made where he's like, she's scared to go to sleep because she
Why would
thinks
I
people
make
are watching
this
her.
list based on something I've never seen?
I don't know. It's just what I'm thinking about. Okay. I'm just working based on the information that's currently in my brain.
Okay.
It's recent agoraphobia. Who does not like to be trapped? Are we talking trapped in like a relational sense?
I don't know. You already got your hint.
Oh, this is hard now. I lost my confidence. I don't believe in my ability to answer. I'll just throw some guesses out there. If it's recent, is it Cam?
Nope.
Is it Leah?
Nope.
Who is it?
You got one more guess. You want to? I'll give you one more hint. It's from that season. You want to throw one more name out there?
Being trapped.
Come on, you got this. You're right there. I feel like subconsciously you know it.
Fear of being trapped.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just run down my list of people that were in that season. Dude, you're going to tell me the answer, and then I'm going to literally jump out the window. I'm going to jump out that window that's off screen, and then the podcast is over. Fuck.
Just throw one more name out. Just give yourself a chance to
Fear
win.
of being trapped. Is it Rubina?
Nope.
Who is it?
It's Joseph, who was trapped in the Matrix.
Okay.
Are you disappointed in yourself?
No, I don't blame myself for forgetting the most forgetful Big Brother player
Okay,
ever.
fair. All right.
Man, honestly, okay, production, if you're watching, more of that shit. More psychological torture.
Yeah, that was fun.
Hilarious.
Next up, and finally, we have, appropriately, thanatophobia, the fear of death or impending doom.
Thanatophobia.
Yeah. And there are two correct answers for this.
Fear of impending death or doom. Was it Vinny?
That's one of the answers?
Yeah, because he's obviously like...
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I have a hint for the
The other one's a girl.
The other one is a girl. Fear of being... What was it? What was the fear again?
Fear of impending doom or death.
Is it Vanessa?
Yeah.
Paranoid.
The two most paranoid players. I mean, honestly, Morgan could be up there too, but she came out more crispy than Vanessa.
Yeah, and also, I feel like she's okay. I'm
Yeah.
not worried about her.
Yeah.
I didn't do that bad. There's some really hard ones in there.
Yeah, I feel like the dog. I really wanted you to get the fear of dogs one because I feel like you were right there.
Yeah, I feel like
you could have gotten all these though.
when we play these games, I suddenly forget everything and can only think of like the most stupidest shit
Yeah.
to help myself, and I'm often just thinking about it too much.
You got fear of spiders. You got fear of being photographed. Oh, you didn't get that one. You got fear of winning. You got fear of growing old. You did not get this one. You did not get this one. You got this one. 4 out of 7. That's not bad. 4 out of 7. The last one's a 2-parter, so it's really 5 out of 8.
Was it good? Yeah.
Not bad.
Tian's going to be blind ranking which Big Brother player is the most number 2. I'm going to give you a bunch of runner-ups, and you're going to tell me who's the most turd. Okay. First up, our most recent number 2, Vinny.
I'm going to give him 1 because I have to save number 2 for the most number 2. The most number 2 has to go number 2. So this is a different kind of list.
Yeah, if you get number 2, you win.
Yeah.
Damn, really?
Yeah. Vinny number 1 because number 2 has to be saved for the most number 2.
Next up, Dan Giesling. 3 for Lupindale.
4? Because I feel like he easily could have been the number 1.
Yeah.
So I think he would be number 4. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Next up, Cody.
Oh, man, he's pretty goated. as a number 2. Even on his season, he's kind of a number 2, like his winter season, because Derek helped him out. I'll put him 3. I wish I could put him 2, but there's one person I'm waiting for, and I'm hoping he's on this list. And you can't change it up just because I said that. That's mean.
Well, you don't know what my prior list was.
I know, but I trust you. And
Do you want me to tell you he's not on this list? Just because.
Whatever.
All right. Next up, Big D.
Big D, 5. He hasn't appeared in enough number 2s to be ranked amongst these other number 2s.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair, true. Next up, for your final, Paul. He is on the list.
Yeah, duh. And he's the number 2.
He's the most number 2.
He gets 2. 2.
Which means he win.
Yep.
Because he's 2.
Well, he can't win because he's 2. He has to be 2. I'm giving myself AIDS talking like that.
Catch him on House of Villains being the most number 2.
We love you. Sort of.
I love you. Listen, I never didn't think you were a good player because obviously
You were just so damn smug.
I just did not like watching a boring season, but now that I have Vinny, I like you now.
I'll take boring over whiny.
Yeah, because I would rather have a psychopath who's like crying on the screen and then in the diary room being like, I'm controlling everything. I'm a mastermind. Everybody's an idiot. Than somebody who's crying. Like, yeah, some point that you brought up when we were talking about this season is like, why are you lying to us in the diary room? Which I love that.
I actually feel like that's just been a trend with this season specifically. Like, Morgan was doing it too, you know?
Yeah.
Zach was doing it a little bit. Like, there's just a lot more. The diary room needs to be honest.
Yeah, and I don't know. I know part of it is like some of their shit is a little bit scripted because they're going in there, production's asking them questions, and then they're like, okay, here I am recounting how I feel, and then production's like, okay, now say it this way in a more concise way.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like Will, none of his diary rooms felt weird and script. Just like,
he's
don't
a professional talker though.
Don't lie to us. We're
it's
the
like
audience.
if you put us on Big Brother, we're gonna sound perfectly fine because we know how to deliver. You know, we know how to speak.
Yeah.
It's just hard for people who never had any experience being on stage, and you know, like when people deliver lines, they're like, I'm delivering lines. They're not like I'm talking. You know.
You would think that like specifically Morgan and Vinny would be better at that then, because like Morgan's a streamer.
But that's how she interacts with her stream, though. So.
And Vinny is like desperate to be famous on TV.
Well, we know why he isn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fun little extracurricular episode for y'all. Since we have nothing to cover for the next 3.5 months, we're going to be doing a lot of just, you know, contemplative Big Brother content.
Yeah.
We're going to be teaching you how to play Big Brother, how to watch Big Brother, how to construct a perfect season of Big Brother. Stay tuned for all that, Allison Grodner.
Yeah, and honestly, if there's anything specific you would like to see, let us know down below, and we may or may not do it. Maybe not, but open to ideas.
Bye.
Bye.